To the flag, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Gentlemen, you've had a chance to read the minutes.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Second. Motion's been made and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Welcome everyone to the commission meeting today. We have an empty agenda. That's pretty neat. Never had one of those before, have you, sir?
Oh, I have. And the meeting lasted longer than.
Oh, really? What I am going to do before I go around to our attorney and the commissioners and auditor, I'm going to ask if anyone would like to address the commissioners this time, because I know Rhonda would. So.
Well, I was supposed to be on the agenda, but I, kind of like asked.
We expected it. We
Oh,
were
I know.
prepared.
Yeah, well, and I got stuff, so
Okay.
it's all good. Are you ready for me?
Ready?
Okay, kiddos. You can see that, can't you? Or should I turn off some of the lights?
That's good.
I'm
That's
fine.
good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give you an overview of what the Google Apps can do. Okay? So I've already preliminarily set it up for Tom, and Tom hasn't had a chance because he's very busy, and that's cool. So I just wanted to give you an overview of what I've set up and how it can be used. Okay? Now, I took the two different types of organizations into account, or the three different ones. The Google Apps accounts for the elected officials and government departments. Each Google App account will have one domain and up to 10 user accounts. Each department will have their own user account and a Google App account. Each user account will have at least one public calendar and one private calendar. Okay? Now, the reason for the domains, and it is going to cost money, which, either the government can take over or not, doesn't matter to me. But you have to have at least one domain for all the things that you have to use, notifications and all of that kind of stuff, okay? So that's where, it's not totally free. All right? For the boards, each board will get their own Google account. Each Google account will have one domain and up to 10 users. Each board member will have their own user account, and there will just be one. I'm going to go ahead and just set up one public calendar unless more is requested. So each board has is in their own little world. They're not just appointed by the commissioners, they're appointed by several departments in government and all of that kind of stuff. So I wanted them to have their own account so they could use a lot of the other programs that are available to them, like the documents and spreadsheets and all that kind of stuff. Okay? Now the public calendars, anything that is listed on the public calendars is accessible to the public. I've made these public calendars have direct connections to a variety of internet web pages and can notify the interested public instantly of meeting information, either by checking the web page themselves or even just having instant notifications by email, smartphone, etc. Okay, so if you have your own Google Calendar, you can go ahead and add that other calendar to your calendar. You can set up the notifications that it beeps you on your smartphone or emails you when something has changed. Okay? So that's instant notification. Now the private calendars, as per David Brown's request, because there seems to be a little bit of it's to enhance the communication between the departments. Okay? These private calendars are not public and are meant for office use only. These private calendars are not linked to any outside web pages. Now, even if they were connected to outside web pages, the defaults have been set so that they are password protected and cannot be seen by the regular public. You just see busy or, a block, okay? The only ones that have permission to view this information are the department account user, the commissioners, the council, and the lawyer accounts. Okay, so these last three, the commissioners, the council, and the lawyer accounts, I've set up as super administrators. So they can go into any part of the Google Apps, they can't really go directly into your account as another user, but they can change your password and get in. So they actually have, it just depends on, how you want it set up and all that kind of stuff. A note about security for both the Google App accounts and the Weebly website account. When you get the email and links to access your accounts, you'll be prompted to change your password. Okay, so I will not know your password. It can be turned over completely to whomever needs to be turned over to. The only people who will have access to your account are the ones that have your password. Okay, so if you give if you make it if you give out that information, just like with your email account or any other account online, then you've compromised your own account. Okay? Special features. I wanted to go ahead and have a meeting room calendar, or two calendars. A calendar for each meeting room. Okay? There is a calendar in the Google Apps that represents the government building meeting room. Now, it's not public, it's private. You can make it private, or public, or whatever. This way you can access a calendar to see if the room is open for a meeting in a future date. So like if you guys had to, land use planning more than a couple times, where do we meet? Well, it always seems to be Tom's office, because Tom's there. Okay? But wouldn't it be nice to go ahead and have access to a calendar if there's a space open to go ahead and decide right there while people are sitting there and be able to have it in the records and have it on, publicized, to go ahead and know if a room is open or not for a meeting. Okay? So, it can be set up, I can set up several calendars, for the government building, for the courthouse, or whatever. And whoever needs to have access, yes.
Question.
Yes.
I understood everything up to here.
Right.
We've got a domain
Right.
that's got 10 users.
Right.
Okay, so there's an account with a domain with 10 users.
Right.
Government, boards,
Right.
and the users are the board members for the board, so each
Right.
one. This is, where does this fall in that level? Now we're talking about something different. And just for the public's edification, for your all's edification.
Right.
We're in Google Apps right now. This is calendaring in Google Apps. Weebly is a website
program that she's going to address. So, because you threw those both out there, and I want to make sure that Weebly is separate from, that can work with Google Apps. Right now we're on Google Apps. I think this is a great idea. We can all access it. We can be sitting in a planning commission meeting or here instead of getting up and running and saying, hey, is this room open or what room's open? If we can see, but are these going to be separate domains?
You just have to decide who wants to host the calendar. Say like for this room, traditionally it's been the Purdue Extension Office. When I make up their account, I can go ahead and make it their calendar, but it's going to be a shared calendar. So it doesn't have to be attached to a domain, it just has to be attached to a user.
So we'll have a user for each, so each room will be a user.
Right, right.
Because here's what I see.
Oh, well, not a user, but a calendar. The calendars are different from the users. You have a user, and then you have all of your calendars and stuff all around you, like the computer and stuff here, okay? So you have to decide who is going to be the master of the calendar. You know, I've got it set up, and I think I've got it attached to the auditor's office, okay? But if you want it differently, we can delete that one and go ahead and make a new one in an account you want. And then in that account, she can go ahead and tell me who she wants to share it with. And so she's the master of that calendar, and there's a place in the settings to go ahead and list who has access to it. So the calendar isn't really, it's kind of attached to an account, but it can be shared. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Say, okay, I go ahead and open up a Purdue Extension Office calendar user account in one of the Google app accounts. I say, okay, do you want to keep doing the calendar for the government building? If you do, I'll go ahead and make it up and attach it to your account. You'll be the owner of this calendar, okay? But who do you want me to share it with? Do you want me to share, and they'll give me a list, auditor, yeah.
There. What if we had fairgrounds calendars,
Yes,
so that the public can see what's coming up at the fairgrounds and different buildings? If there's different calendars for different buildings, can you have multiple can the fair board be put in charge of 5 calendars?
yes, oh yes, unlimited calendars.
Okay,
Unlimited,
all right.
unlimited. So you can, it looks like spaghetti when you get it done. But it's color coded too, so you
Or
can.
there could be one calendar where we just say on this date in this building, probably just be one calendar. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so it can be made up any way. You can have the public, just like there's a public and private calendar for each department, or will be, I didn't make up everybody's, because I need a list, I need to have you know that I'm making this up and all of that kind of
I
stuff.
got you.
But a calendar can be made up for not only a person or a department, but a place. And by doing that, it can be public or private. So you go down the chain, say like this room would have a calendar. It could be up online, and you could make it private where you can only just see where blocks are off. So it depends on what you want to have.
The point is,
Right.
if someone, a member of the public could say, I wonder what my commissioners are up to, or my council's up to, and they can go to them and see, okay, they're gonna be doing this or that.
Right.
Or, I wonder if this room's, I wonder what's going on at the fairgrounds this month. I wonder what's going on at the government center this month.
Yes.
And you can look up a location. So you can look up a body, or you can look up a location and check them both out. That
That's exactly-
sums it up.
Yes, there you go,
And
sorry.
you're laying all this out that way?
Yeah. And
What's the account cost?
I've spent about a little under 100. I think to have everything, all the bells and whistles, is $100 a year. Now we can do this if this is too much for the government. I mean, because you have to have a domain to make each user account work in Google. Because you have to have the email login and all of that kind of stuff. And if you have email notification, it has to be coming from where? You see what I'm saying? So the first big account where you guys are on was $10, and I bought it through Google, and it's still hosted on GoDaddy. I'm a big GoDaddy user. And then I went ahead and set up a separate account on GoDaddy for just this situation, where I've gotten a lot of emails or a lot of domains with US on them, which is like $4 a year. So I figure that saves 60%. But I can go ahead and make sure that it's connected to each and every account and all of that kind of stuff. So I've tried to save money overall by having knowledge. Let me go ahead. We got the meeting room. Because I'm going to go ahead and show you video of me messing around with the programs. And that way you can kind of ask questions there too. Okay. And then the other special feature is a confirmation email. Okay. Because there's an account with GoDaddy.com for some of the domains, there's a free large email account that has been set up for confirmation purposes. Okay. It's in the same account that all the other domains are in. Boards at Washington County Confirmation.us. Okay. So when you send an email out to this address, you will get an automated email stating that a copy has been received and is in storage for 1 year. Now, the reason I set this up, and I know for 1 year, I wanted to go ahead, it's a gigabyte large. Mine's a gigabyte large. I have 3,000 emails in it, and it's only at 12%. So that gives you an idea of the capacity, all right? Just because there was some concern about that. But even with the confirmation, you can have that email where you have all the emails that it's been sent to, and that right down there, and then you have something that confirms that you did send the email out. We had some meeting issues with trying to get some of the boards together, and this would have come in handy, that yes, they did send out that email, and if you didn't get it, that's not our fault, but we did send this out, and this was what was in it. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So this is free to cheap, whatever way to go ahead and try to get the board's better communication skills and confirmation. Does that help? Because we talked about that during the thing, Tom. Okay, so, we're going on that. All right. Just a short on Weebly. The way the Weebly site is set up. Each department, elected official, and board has their own section of one site. And I will show you this in a minute. The site is only to be used for public information. Examples, contact and meeting information, board or department information. Anything that's dry. Anything that you really, unless you really want that specific information, you're not going to, look at pretty pictures, you're not going to look at, this is just dry, in your face, basic information that the public needs. Okay, we're not there to entertain, we're not there to do anything, just, if this is what you need to know, this is where you can get it. Okay? Only an administrator can access the whole site, and settings helps with accountability. Now, when you have a site, when you have, you can set it up where the author is only allowed into certain pages of the website. Now, from that account, or from that point, you cannot access or you cannot change the style of the website. You can't do anything other than to write and put stuff into that section. Okay. Now, I know that there's concern about the styles and all of that kind of stuff. It's not really, you need to have basic information. And if you can, go ahead. It's not something that you mess with every day. It's, say like the clerk's office. The clerk's office is responsible for putting the results of the primary up online. I went to the Indiana State website and they said just look at the local whatever. And it's not that, Shirley has to give it to the webmaster if she can find it. Okay? Or, he's supposed to come in and pick it up or whatever. She can go ahead and, to her pages, go ahead and put the documents up there in PDF and have a link, and it's done. It's done the way it's supposed to be done, it's supposed to be, and all of that kind of stuff. If they don't want to have access to it, they don't have to. But this gives an opportunity for people to go ahead and maintain what information they have to have out there.
So she can type it in, create a PDF document, and upload it to the website.
Right. And you're right, it is something that, you have to be careful about how you present that. There should be concern about what you do put up there, okay? But it's what you should be putting out in the public anyway. That's what I wrote this for. Whether it's used for that, I don't know. So that's the way it's kind of set up right now. Okay? So but you can't access anything else. The super administrator can change the style, can do all of that. And the department head doesn't have to be on there, but they just have to make sure that the information is correct. You see what I'm saying? All right, so that was the purpose of that. All right. I went ahead and, let me see. Yeah, this is it. This is the Google Apps. I went ahead and just videotaped what I be fooling around with.
Google
Now,
Apps is not a website, this is the calendaring.
this is the calendar thing. Now, let me see where I can stop it. Once you log in, you don't have to go to the dashboard. You don't have to do anything. You can go to google.com and you can see up here, you can access your mail, you can access your documents, you can access everything. And there's the calendar, okay? So you don't have to go to a specified thing. Once you're logged in, or if you're not logged in, they will log you in. They will give you a chance to log into whatever account. Okay, so I'm logged in. You can see right up here, I'm logged in Rhonda Green. This is mine that I have base candle on and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, this is what the community calendar I have. That's the domain for it. Okay, so I've clicked on calendar, and there's my spaghetti right here. Okay, so you can see, anything. These are all the calendars I've got. These up here are the ones that I have control over. Okay, and this, like, see, the government one goes to the website, the Washington County Indiana.info. Okay, this is my stuff. But I haven't labeled government because that's where all the government calendars are. And we can go into more detail about it how I put it up there, how I put them all together, and how, how it's up there. But, we don't need to do that now. But anyway, so here I am, I'm making an event. All right, and so I just kind of clicked on it and said create event, okay? All right, so I'm going back in. This is how I like to do it. Go ahead and set it, and then mess with the details. Now I copied and pasted the address for this room here, okay? And you'll see a map on the calendar. You can see it now on the calendar if you want to, if you had internet access. Okay, so I'm putting on what I'm doing right now. Okay? Busy typing, boy that's fun, festive, okay. So you go down and you click everything that you need to do. Those are the details, it'll be out on the line and all that kind of stuff. Now, while I'm typing, you look over here, this is the add attachment. You can add, PDFs, files, documents, pictures, voice. Didn't know that until I did that in Tom's office. I said, let's just find out. So you can put recordings up there and all of that kind of stuff. This is a presentation I just gave, and so I've uploaded it. I didn't leave it on there, but I uploaded it. Okay. I pick a color that it is on my calendar, and I think I upload one more thing off my computer. That other thing was in Google. Okay, so you have two different accounts. This is in my computer, this one right here. So I just picked up a PDF and I uploaded it. I don't even know what that is. So that would be a concern, wouldn't it? Know what it is before you upload it? Would that be appropriate? Okay. So I think those were an agenda for a meeting. All right. I think I tried to upload a voice file, but I got bored. I didn't want to deal
But
with
the
it.
point is, you're showing how the calendar, the Google Apps calendar works.
Right.
And ideally, you'd like this calendar to be full and the public to be able to go to it and say, oh, the park board's meeting, or the commission,
Right.
whatever.
And have all the information for that particular meeting there. Now you can leave, say like an event or whatever up there, and you can still load stuff onto it. Say like we've had this meeting here, you can actually go ahead and when the minutes are approved, you can put it in PDF form and attach it to the right meeting. So not only is it a forward-looking kind of thing, you can actually use it as a backward-looking kind of thing. So you have all that information in a way that people can look at it and understand it. Because people look for a way to grab a hold of information. And so if you look at day or calendar or whatever, day or organization, you've got a way to, this is where I start. Well, the meeting was over here, or it was a commissioner meeting, or whatever. And so you can also, go back and do that. Now, this is, when you set up meetings for government, you have it like every month, the first Tuesday, or third Tuesday, or whatever. So you can set up the whole year this way, you see. And so that puts it on. You can stop it after a certain amount of time or whatever. That's just doing that, and I didn't do that. And you can actually send notification right here. This is where you can put your mailing list. This is one of the reasons I wanted to have the email work. So that you can create an email list. You can label it media, or you can label it citizens or whatever. And be able to email automatically of a situation, a meeting happening, or whatever. Here's where this is the map, so they can click on that and actually see where the meeting's at. That ties it into the Google Maps. Okay. I think I just fumbled around thinking, well, what else is there to do? Oh, here we go. It's listed. You can go to WashingtonCountyIndiana.info, and there it is on the map, or on the calendar. All right? So once you list it in that account, it goes out to wherever there's a link to it. You see? And the map works, and more details, and however you want to do it. So and then this is the site I own. Washington County, Indiana, all spelled out, .info. Okay, and I think that's it. All right, are there any questions? Okay,
So I can go in there and I can plug in a whole year's worth of calendars, events, say commissioner meeting, first and third Tuesday, go down through. Then go back into it at any point I want to and add more information,
right,
such as new agendas or additions to agendas or whatever.
right,
Or maybe even change the day.
yes,
I
Yes.
go back to it, change the day, put in more information too.
right. Yeah, it's very, very flexible.
I think that'd be a good thing.
Yeah. See, even from wherever the calendar is, anyone else that has a calendar or Google Calendar can actually tap on the bottom and add it to their own calendars. So say like David Hoare is like really busy, right? He's got at least two, he's got the council meetings and he's got land use planning. So he can have his own calendar. He doesn't have to have a domain. He can go ahead and register in with Google under his own email. He can have his own calendar where he adds other calendars to it. And he can set up his calendar where it notifies him if something changes or there's a meeting. You can have like 10 minutes before, days before, months before. So with your own personal thing, you guys can really, I was talking to Ben Bowling, and he's already got a calendar because he worked at Kimball's for a while. It's very similar to that. So I said, you just add it in, whatever you need to have, you can be notified by some and not by others and all that kind of stuff. So that gives you the link to be able to go ahead and modify your own calendars, you see. By being public, it can be added and whatever. So everything that's public is like really public. It can be added to other calendars, it can be added to other websites, it can be, you're reaching out and touching people personally. Okay? So I've got it set up where if something changes on the government, if you guys change anything in the calendar that you've got, like the commissioners or whatever, I get notified by my phone chirps, okay? And it has it right there. So this is just the infrastructure, and everything else, everybody else believes or whatever. So there's a place for everybody to be notified in an effective way. Okay, are we, yes?
If, for instance, if I want to go to the commissioner, or I think I might want to go to a commissioner's meeting,
Right.
can I look on the commissioner's calendar and review the whole agenda?
Yes.
In other words, Sarah would have to put the agenda in?
If the agenda's up there,
What's up there?
Well, what I'm saying is if there was something specifically I was interested in,
yes.
and I could look and go, no, or yeah, I need to be there at 10:15 or thereabouts, then I could actually,
That would be our goal. is to
yeah,
have
that
the
I can
agenda
see if I
posted.
actually want to attend the meeting or if it's the council meeting or whatever.
Right.
The problem is the agenda changes daily based on people calling into her.
But-
And so, but yeah, that's
You
why
can look
we want
at
to
the
do it.
day before.
Right. It
Right,
can be
you have a
uploaded.
generalization of what's going on. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
that's the closest
As
you
of-
get anyway.
I would say as of the day before, yeah,
Yeah.
that would be our goal. And that would have to be Sarah doing it, not me, because that would.
Well, and then that's the thing though too. I mean, it may seem like extra work up top, but then again, it relieves a lot of other things too. And then that's what it's supposed to be for. Whether it looks like a lot of work up top, this pipeline to the community has not been there before. And in a lot of ways, by not having that, you lose a lot of power. You lose credibility. I mean, whether you're doing something or not, you lose credibility, you lose power. So if you have this line open that you're just right out there. People don't have to call you up. They can go ahead and tap on the computer. They can see it written out. Right.
One of the issues that I see as a past commissioner, it was the time of the meetings for the public was inconvenient. They have to work. And they could look on this and, realize, okay, I'm not going to take a chance. I know for a fact that whatever the issue is, I can address it and I can maybe miss half a day or, what I'm saying, and work for them. Because the public is kind of a lot of times in the dark about what the commissioner's schedule is, unless they call or attend or whatever, it's just
Yeah, unless you're watching it all the time and skipping work all the time, you can't really keep up with everybody. And if you miss work and they don't talk about what you're interested in, that's bad public relations, okay? So this alleviates that, or at least comes close. Nothing's ever 100%, but that's what we're aiming for. You're right. And then you
Well, like
can,
Tom said, that's our goal. I mean, that's something that's not gonna happen overnight anyway.
right.
But still, you know, I think it's a good deal. I think it'd be good for good communication. Too bad the paper don't accept it as a posting. It'd be great to take care of it.
Not yet. Not yet. I still have to take them out for lunch and, come on, kids, let's go. So, I mean, you know, and I'm not, you know, it's all good. If they want to use it, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine too. So they're a private business.
We have, you know, a website, and we do put up information on when meetings are.
Right.
We're already doing that.
Yeah. I mean, for us to do a post, we still got to post.
Right, and so,
lunch? Does she give you a good lunch?
not yet, not yet, not yet. I've been hanging out, but I'm kind of tired right now. But no, the difference between that calendar and this calendar is that it's automatic. You post it in one place, it goes everywhere. It goes to the people that want to be notified, not only to the website itself, but it goes to, it links to everybody that needs to have information.
As far as meeting, Marcia's right, they have a website that
Right.
gets the meetings. It's all the additional information that we can put in that calendar for the public to have public access to.
Right.
Such as the agenda. This is the agenda. These are some of the subjects we'll be discussing during this meeting, you know, and that will feed more information out to the public. So that's a good idea.
Well, and it's instant. You know, if there's a change midstream, or, you know, a meeting's changed, or no one's going to be there, and I've showed up for meetings that were, you know, ghost meetings, you know.
They might have done that on purpose, huh?
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. See, you know, you guys have not seen my evil side, you know. You think you have, but it's like under there. Okay.
So it'll be about $100 a year.
For everything, for the Weebly, for all of that, okay? Let me go ahead and just show you some video real quick on the Weebly, okay?
And this is different than Google Apps. Google Apps was the calendar, Weebly's a website.
Right.
We can set up our own website. We're currently paying additional money for someone to host our website and manage our website. This would put us in charge of the website, which is what kind of scares me.
Direct accountability. Okay, so, but, you know, and that's okay. Now, I went ahead and bought the professional one where you can have like users and separate it out or whatever you need to do. So I got it for 6 months or whatever. Okay, so this is what the account looks like. You're all by yourselves. I'm logged in as Tom, basically. Welcome at Washington County is Tom's. And so this is what you see when you log in. All of this up here are things that you can drag and drop. See, and I think I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop that. You can modify the text. All right, it's that easy. Right up here, you can, you know, whatever sections, you've got 2 sections here. You can make 3 or whatever. So it's all, you have to mess with it to figure out how it works. Now, you can have a free website on Weebly. You just have to have, you know, provided by Weebly on the bottom. You don't have a lot of the revenue things or whatever. There's a lot of bells and whistles that go with this. Say like this, I turned off the revenue part of it on this website because it's not really necessary, but I was after the login stuff. Okay, so here I am in the design. Only the super administrator can get into this. So you can change the design all the way through. That looks bad. So, I mean, I went on. But you can see, you know, how it looks. It changes the whole website, not just a part of it. Okay, and I think I go into master calendar, elected officials, and all of that. So you can see that it's changed all the way through. All right. I've set it up, you know, office hours, just basic information. I copied a couple things off, you know, from the assessor and that thing kept popping up off the regular website. Okay, so the information is there if you want to change it or whatever. The layout, however you want to do it. So just copy what was on the website already, just to show as a demonstration. I set up a calendar for each department. All right. I didn't like go in and mess with everybody's account. or everybody's webpage. See, and this is the kind of information right here. You know, you've got the name, you've got emails, you've got phone number, you've got property taxes online, you've got all of that information. All you need is the information. That's what people are looking for. They don't want to be your friend. They don't want to be, they just have a problem they need to solve, and they need a way to find out how to solve it.
Okay. We could go with our existing website, create Google Apps, and have our current website linked to our Google Apps calendars, and every time we changed our calendar, it would appear on our website, and people
That's
from
right.
our website would see it. So we don't have to go with the Weebly route. The Weebly would save us money,
Saving a lot of money.
because we're doing it instead of paying someone else to do it.
Right.
Cybertech.
Cybertech.
She said
Cybertech.
2,000 a year.
Well, it was last year on the budget. I didn't look for it this year or whatever, but last year it was $2,000 on the budget.
So we go from 2,000 to 100
For everything.
for everything, or even less.
Yes. What you might want to do, because there has been $2,000 or whatever, it would be better, because I'm going to withdraw from this. Unless you need me in there. If you need me in there, I'm going to have like somebody sitting there with me. Okay? Once I withdraw from this, I can help you with it, but I have to have someone sitting beside me logging in, because, once again, we have accountability. I don't
We're
want...
on our own. You're not going to have any access to this.
Unless you want me to. So I'm not abandoning you, I'm just letting you toddle out into the yard, okay? I'm going to stop you from walking in front of a car, but this is what, So it wouldn't be bad because, there have been major issues about, Tom saying that there needs to be someone overall in control. So you can take that $2,000, pay somebody maybe $500 to go ahead and just watch over it if there's a problem or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Somebody that's in the government that can be held accountable. That's an option. You see what I'm saying? Instead of just landing it on Sarah.
County manager.
County manager. Well, see, that's not my problem either.
You know I was going to.
You see, so, you save a little bit of money. Well, you save a little bit of money, and then, go ahead and put it someplace else. Because, anyway, so here's a look on the back side of it. These are the pages. They're like clerk, and then I've got duties of the clerk, circuit court calendar, and here's one that's not open, they can add on later. Once I set up the ability to go into the pages, they can't make any new pages. So that's there if they want to go ahead and have it, they can put a link on it and they can put whatever information they want on there. So I was just trying to find a good way to go ahead and give you a startup to see what you guys needed to do. You can hide the page from navigation. You can put password protection on it. Anyway. Say what?
Sarah told.
That's all right. She's always, and that's okay. This is what Sarah does. It's all right. Okay, so I'm in as an administrator, as an overall administrator. And you can edit the page. See, I accidentally put that picture back up. That pisses me off, and so I go back and I delete it. And you can really mess with it, and it can be a very viable thing. It's a little bit, that's what I was looking for. Something that was easy, relatively easy to understand. You still have to mess with it, but it's there. And so I go to the website because it is open to the public. It is out on the, okay, see, that's what I had put before, right? It's Washington County ingovernment.com. And so here I just press publish, and I go ahead and refresh the browser, and it's up. Okay, so that gives you an idea, and that's what's up right now. Because I didn't change it back. I like that better. A little bit more open. Okay, so you still have the information there, you still have the calendar or whatever. So you have an overall ability to change the overall look. It's not inconsistent. No one can really be abusive about it in their own account. Okay, so let's see. Boy, that's a long time. Let me see if I've got anything. Do you have any questions?
So, is there anything else, so there's, when I look at it from my computer, at
Yes.
this point in time, it's ready,
Yeah.
that I can
Yes.
start.
What is it, Washington County?
Washington County,
Okay,
INgovernment.com.
you going like Google Apps free, is that what you?
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, yes. You know, I
I
don't
mean, I want
have,
to pull it up, I'm on the internet right now, how do I get into it?
Washington
Google Apps
County,
free?
well, to view the website, you go to Washington County, spelled out, IN,
I got it.
government.
Oh, so you don't go into the Google Apps?
Yeah, this is just a regular internet thing. This is a regular webpage.
She's on the Weebly website, not Google Apps now.
Right. Oh, this is the regular website. Sorry, I left it running.
Is that lowercase or upper?
Doesn't matter.
INgovernment.com.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. When you're typing it into the browser, it doesn't matter. Here, let me,
I can't get service.
yeah.
We need to have a wireless.
County.
And that's what, imagine that. Hey, I go in and I go into the Farm Bureau meeting tonight. Do you want me to ask if they have any money for a wireless router for the government, for public use? I can go ahead and ask. They're like, if they're interested, the last meeting I went to, if they're interested, they'll really look at it.
Well,
They want to, we should do it. They want to.
and if I'm in the,
Okay, I don't have anything that she has pulled up there.
Okay, here it is.
Welcome to Washington County, Indiana.
Yeah, but it's not what she had. This is from Commerce. Or, yeah.
this is our,
Yeah.
this is our official one we've got now.
Right.
Can you see that? Washington County, INgovernment.com.
Is government spelled out?
Yes.
Okay, that's why.
Yes.
I like that.
It's not common.
And that's yours right now, because no person can have a gov.
INgovernment.com.
No dots, no dots.
He said,
No, Washington County IN, government,
oh, no, we don't.
no dots. See, you're used
Don't hit dots after the. .com.
just type it in the browser instead of in the Google search.
Send a check in there.
Washington County.
Send a check in there.
Booyah.
That's it.
There it is.
That's what she's got.
You got it.
And you can put forms on it, you can ask for information. I mean, and that's what I've been looking for, not just for the government use, but for private use too. A business that is struggling, that doesn't really have, the small business owner doesn't have a real good way to have a website, can use Weebly and actually put a commerce site up very easily. Okay, so the simpler it can be made, the easier it is to get people online if that's what they want to do with their business. So, I mean, I've been looking for something that would fit everybody, that would be easy to use, and Weebly just seems to have everything. Okay, so I didn't put everybody's information up there because that takes, I really do have a job. People don't think I work, but I do every once in a while.
So you're going to take this to Farm Bureau tonight?
Yes, I'm going to ask, well, not really for this. I mean, if $100 a year is too much, I'm fully willing to go ahead and brunt the cost of it and turn it over. I mean, I'd rather, just because of accountability, I really don't want to have any strings attached to it, but I try to make it as cheap as possible and separate from my other account so that you guys are self-contained.
$100 a year, I'm not worried about.
I'm not either.
Okay. So, But, yeah, I'm gonna go, tonight, and I'm gonna ask about the router again. I'd actually said something about it. Here's, let me see if I got this. Okay, hold on. I think I turned off the, oh, there it is, okay, sorry. Had to light it up. When you tap on looking for a wireless connection, see here's, there's the ag wireless, there's the health department. I don't know what the private one is, and I'm afraid to, whatever, and there's other network. And so when the thing that bothers me is the health one is, look, you can find it. You can't log, you can connect, but you need a password. But I'd like to see it not be there. You can make it so it's invisible, but still functioning within the network. I'd like to see that gone. You see what I'm saying? And if you have a public router, one of the things, the problems was that government officials visit the health department and need a connection. If you have a public connection, you can let them connect to that. But this keeps, this is on all the time. You can access it from the outside. I don't know if you can break the code or not. I have no idea.
Can't access it without a password.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. Unlike popular belief, I am not malicious and I am not a hacker. I don't spend a lot of time trying to break into networks or
Just a
whatever.
little.
Say what?
Just a little.
Just a
You don't
little.
spend a lot of time. Just
Well, I spend a lot because I think about it a lot. I can't help it. It's a genetic problem. It's like, Alzheimer's, But the thing of it is, I'd like to see it invisible. I know you can do it because I've had my routers that way. Okay? So, but that's my personal thing. So if you have a public router where, lawyers that visit and all that kind of stuff that need access, and meetings that are going on, if you have one, and it can be password protected too, you don't need to have the health department one visible. That's my own personal thing. But if you want me to...
You sold us on getting one, Rhonda, so go ahead and close your meeting. We don't have to bring up router.
All right,
We're going to
okay.
concentrate on this calendar, because we got some bids that we got to go through, some other things, and I know some people are wanting to get out of here and get the TK in because of, I think, John, you're wanting to get over there.
Not the end of the world.
It's,
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, well, I'm done.
okay,
Thank you.
appreciate that.
And I will try to. I've been busy.
It's there.
This is Rhonda.
Yes.
You go to the Farm Bureau meeting tonight. If they're willing to make a donation, that's probably payments.
Okay, kiddo. I'll try to get, because they are interested. They just wanted to make sure that there's some reception for it, and me not just running my mouth. So that's cool. All right.
Thank you, Rhonda.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
No worries.
You've already got my site set up, so.
Yeah, you're in the playground. You're in the sandbox. I need to go ahead and open up the other account for you.
Okay, anyone else have anything to bring before the commissioners? Before I turn it over to our attorney? We got some bids today to look at.
All right.
Tom?
Yeah, I'd like Gerald to kind of talk about what we did, and I'll open them up. I mean, what were we looking for, and what are we buying here?
Took bids on 3 more tractors. Road mowers, not brush cutters, but road mowers.
Okay.
You have them there in front of you. Deer Country, New Holland, New Albany, and Kobe Sales.
Okay.
A couple of them says on there, the price may change after the 31st of this month.
And this is, for those of you who are into technicalities, this is technically an invitation to quote because of the price range. This isn't an actual required bid, it's an invitation to quote. The first one is from New Albany Tractor. Attached quotation for the tractors as requested is a Power Star model T475 tractor from New Holland. Tractor shall be equipped according to your minimum specifications emailed to me earlier today. Each is priced at $30,473. 3 units would make that $91,419 total. Jacoby's has a Farmall 75C Cox 1H tractor, 2-wheel drive. 3 units are $89,100. And Deere Country has John Deere utility tractor. It's a 5085M utility tractor. The total selling price is $120,000.
What was the first one, Tom? And these were New Holland?
Yes, 91,419.
Cheapest. You have a preference?
And do all these meet the criteria?
Yeah, they was all three given the same specs to me.
Okay, have you looked over them to make sure that everything they've got, that we're comparing apples to apples, everything you've got is what we, that they do meet it?
It was all 2-wheel drives. The only thing we're not sure about is when they can be produced. I think all 3 companies have them built because they're kind of specialty.
And this is for the 2013 budget?
That's correct. You'll be receiving them, I guess, sometime January, February.
I mean, the John Deere, that's a lot higher. What's the?
In the past, they've always been higher too.
Nothing runs like a Deere.
Green paint.
Is that green paint?
Joe, we able to sell any more of those mowers?
So, just sell the one.
All right, well, so is the Jacoby Farmall acceptable?
That's
That's the
cheapest
lowest.
bid I believe.
Yeah. I mean, but you looked it over and there's no reason to reject that, okay?
Their bid came in first, Deere Country came in second, and the New Holland bid came in about 5 to 4. It's really,
So do we need a motion, Tom, then to
Yes.
accept that bid? I'll entertain a
I'll
motion.
make the motion, we accept the bid from Jacoby.
I'll second.
Okay, motion been made second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Are we gonna be,
Now,
we'll
Gerald,
be paying for these?
if I understand this right, this price is only good, so the order will have to be put in before the 31st of this month to get these off the manufacturing line. After the 31st, that bid will go up. So we've got to get that in before the 31st of this month.
So we're not gonna be paying for them till we get them.
that's correct.
Right.
So when that time comes, you need to see us about financing.
We just got to get the order. What was the difference in the price after the 31st?
They're not sure. They just, they're sure it's not going.
Gerald, did they give you 0%?
No, their financing down there is higher than the banks here.
Sometimes they do.
I think we went through the percentages last week. And the percentage is a lot cheaper here than
Yeah,
that.
we get it cheaper than the banks here.
Well, when that time comes, remind me, we need to work on that. Now, were the other ones paid for? I mean, the financing drop off? In other words, in our budgeting.
They've been paid for a while.
Okay. Well, I mean, when it comes to budgeting, we got.
The money's already in there,
Okay.
money for doing the payments.
In the highways budget. All right. Fredericksburg, we have, what was it? I hesitate to give a number. We ended up going through the deeds. We've prepared all the deeds and all the sales disclosure forms to get all the property transferred that was in the name of Fredericksburg, town of Fredericksburg, to Washington County. So now those deeds have been completed, signed by Fredericksburg's officials, signed, and the disclosure signed and filed, and they've been recorded. So now the real estate has all been transferred from the town of Fredericksburg to Washington County. So that's done.
Around 29.
I think it was 29 is what Davey told me. Sections brought over.
I'll let someone else who's going to bring up burden. That was on my list, was to bring up burden.
I'll take care of that.
Our ordinance book, I have been behind the scenes working on this. We have a draft ordinance book put together. All of our ordinance has been compiled. And I'm working on it's kind of like a punch list for a construction contract. They've created this impressive list, impressive if you're not me, an impressive list of things for me to go through and verify. So I'm in the process of people to verify, different departments verify, is this the way we're still doing things? Is this money, is this still what we charge for this, that, and the other? And trying to iron out those issues. But that should be done soon, and then we're supplementing with additional ordinances we passed since October of last year. And so here in a couple months, we should have our first ordinance book completed. And that is something then that I hope that we will have posted on our website so that people can go in to Washington County's website and look up any ordinance.
That would be so great. That would be good.
And then the final thing is, I've been in contact, we've had some, I'm going to blame it on Mishler. We've had some trouble scheduling, I don't know what, oh no, it was Joe Marac. RQAW is the architect that we've originally contracted with, I believe in 2004 to redesign kind of a renovation and addition onto the jail. That ended up not going forward at some point and getting put on hold. And we're at the point now where that needs to go back forward. So as you all know, we've reinitiated contact with RQAW. And we're at the point now talking about getting all the pieces lined up and all the players and the help that we need. Talking about we're going to need a financing consultant. We're going to need bond counsel. And there's a few ways to go about this as far as a kind of an overseer to assist us. And after talking with RQAW and considering the options, whether we just, bid out for a general contract or whatever, we decided that if we hire someone, probably the best route to go is to hire a construction manager. And what we'd like to do, we've been contacted by a couple different companies, both sitting in this room today, and we're going to ask them and a couple more to give us, sit down with us and interview with us, because this is a contract for services. there's no requirement, statutory requirement that we, send out for bid or anything like that. We're allowed to interview people, see what they bring to the table, and just like with an attorney or a doctor or whatever, you can hire whoever you feel the most comfortable with. So what we're going to do is send out letters to some people, asking them, we're going to schedule a time when they can sit down and meet with us for an hour or so and kind of talk about who we want to hire as kind of our guiding professional through this process. And we hope to get that underway real soon, because we'd like, we need to keep this project moving along. But once we've got that done, I think we'll see things start hopping again. But right now, we've kind of installed, we talked to Joe Marak, and he had been called out of state to Michigan to go before a plan commission up there from RQAW. So we finally did have a chance to meet with him. I had some extensive discussion about it, and our recommendation to the commissioners is that we go ahead and authorize, either Sarah or me or some to send out letters to some people inviting them to come in and interview, and that we do go the construction manager route. And I think you guys are generally familiar with what a general contractor does versus a construction manager or a project manager. But we felt like having an actual construction manager was the route that we wanted to go. So do any of you have questions?
I had met previously with Joe and on some things, but contrary to popular belief, the expansion or the renovation of the jail is not on hold until after the election. With the comment that I received last week, that is definitely not the case. We're looking at a project that was started approximately 10 years ago, and it was dropped. It probably should have went ahead then, but we didn't. Instead, we invested close to, Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, right around $500,000 to get this set of plans all drew up and everything. After it all got done and the county paid over $500,000 in taxes, then all of a sudden it got put on hold. So the money was already spent, already gone, and then we mothballed it. Whenever it got mothballed, I wish it would have went ahead and got completed. Right now, the Department of Corrections is overflowed. We're looking at the state with over 1,300, of overflow excess there that we could have been, anytime a prisoner comes from outside and comes in, the county gets paid for that prisoner, okay? Instead of us taking prisoners out of our jail, taking some other county to fit them in where we're paying, whatever they charge. So there could have been a lot of income coming if we would have had more beds to put prisoners in. And it's not getting any better. There's a lot of things that needs to be done, and we should have started 10 years ago, but we didn't. It's something that needs to be attacked, but we're doing it very cautiously. I think that's why people think that we're trying to mothball this thing. We're doing it very cautiously. We're watching the tax rate. We don't want people paying more taxes. We're watching it very cautiously. We need to take every single avenue we possibly can and not hit people in the pocketbook in the county. We need to look at bond issuing. We need to look at different types of things, and that's what we're investigating right now. We're going to be very cautious. I mean, people's going to wonder, well, if you're going to do it, how come you haven't done it? Well, it's because, by golly, we're going to make sure that we cover every single base that we can cover before we even make a decision on it. And John has volunteered to take on this task, and Tom, our attorney. So if they fail, we'll take them out and hang them in the courtyard. We'll put them in jail so we're proud of them. So we'll let them tackle this and get this accomplished, and hopefully we'll agree to disagree on a lot of things, but in the end, the outcome will be best for the county.
Ultimately, it falls in the hands of the council, though.
It's going to hit the council.
Are we, and I understand what you're saying there, the expense that we're gonna incur, to what point? And then you're gonna make a decision? Is that correct? I mean, you're gonna be spending money up to the point you're gonna make this decision?
Make what decision?
As to if you're gonna do it or not? You're gonna go back and hire an engineering firm to, and this type of things to update your plan so you can take it to the council, and therefore they'll determine if it's feasible to go ahead or not?
The first two meetings that I had with Joe, he laid out the plans, he even took them back and redone a bunch of them, and he didn't charge us anything.
Okay.
He done it for free. I mean, you know, he just brought them out of the mothballs, he said, look, 10 years ago this worked, but today it's not too good. You know, we need to make changes and things, and he did it, and he didn't charge the county anything for doing that.
At what point is this gonna start then?
At what point is the payout?
Right.
As far as paying? We haven't started paying as of yet.
Well, these guys don't work for free, so,
They've
you know, at
already
some point, they're gonna go, okay, I
paid.
did you a favor and I brought this out.
Yeah.
But at this point, now, I'm on a good on the payroll, my whole thing is, I don't, and this happened prior to my, administration. So,
Oh, yeah, it was
but,
back
right,
before
but
you.
exactly, we spent a tremendous amount of money, and then we walked away. I don't think we need to spend a lot of money again and walk away.
That's already been spent, they've already been paid up to this point.
Pardon me?
They've already been paid for the work up, what he's saying is we're just gonna continue. on
Right,
with their
they've been
proposal.
paid up to this point.
Right.
Now, they don't work for free.
What you're
So
asking
at some
is,
point, they're gonna start charging you.
what you're asking, Byron, is after the interview, and we select an engineer, then we gotta start looking at the next step to achieve, to gain the payroll, to see, you know, how much it's gonna cost us and all this. That's probably going to be involved in the interviewing and the process of actually hiring the construction engineer and whatever.
Has the commissioners and the council sat down together and decided they want to do this project?
We're not that far yet.
Okay.
That's what I just stated
Well,
earlier.
but what
We're
I'm
gonna be
saying
so
is,
cautious on this, we're taking our time.
I understand that, but again, as I said, we did this all once before, and as you said, there's $500,000 that we could sure use in our budget somewhere else if we're not serious.
It wasn't wasted because we're using the plans right now for the proceedings.
Yeah, it was.
This wasn't because they'd have to pay for this.
Yeah, it was, because it's all been redone.
Dude,
And it's not accurate.
Well, you said it was redone for free. But we'd already paid for it.
But I hear where you're coming from. You don't want us to go out and blow out another $500,000 and then mothball again.
Yeah,
I hear
once
what you're
is
saying.
enough for that.
That's not gonna happen.
This is, to help you, instead of saying a snarky remark, you guys are just gathering all the information that you can so that you can present it to the council in a legitimate, step-by-step manner. Okay, so this is what you're supposed to do.
And I will tell them that we don't have a choice.
Pardon me?
I will tell them that we don't have a choice.
Well, I understand that, but basically, we didn't have a choice prior to this.
Well, we did because of no possible lawsuit at that time.
There was less overcrowding back then than there is now.
All it took was one over and one lawsuit. We'd have had to pay about $500,000 a year to ship the inmates to some other county.
But it was discussed back then, John, that we could be having income at that point on this future jail if we built it at that point, instead of spending money over the last 10 years exporting prisoners, we could have been generating income,
Right.
which would have eventually helped our.
Fortunately, I don't think we've been exporting, but we're not far from the point where we might have to do that.
Well, you know, if it wasn't all wasted, because like certain things like what the soil sampling, some of the things they did can still be used. So it's,
But your point's well taken.
yeah, I mean, there was a waste of money, but it was, you know, because it got scrapped.
We've been able to salvage some things, yeah, it's, you use the word engineer, that's not, I want to correct what you're doing. Okay. But basically, what we're looking at doing is interviewing folks to hire under a services contract, a construction manager. This is
Project
someone who's
manager.
going to oversee and take care of probably dividing up the project into pieces and getting people hired and,
Make sure everything's done correctly.
you know, and oversee the construction through the entire process. So that's where we are, and I guess what I'm asking is, I'm asking the Board of Commissioners to give me authority to send out to PMSI, Sharman Construction, and 2 or 3 others. I think Cotton Gim is a local one we need to send to, and see if they're interested, and some more, just so we can sit down and interview people for maybe an hour or so. And so I need to set aside, we need to figure out when we can do it, find out when you guys can do it, and before we send these letters out. So I'm going to need, and I really think all 3 commissioners need to sit in on this, since this is going to be, unless you're going to take one person's recommendation, and that will not be me. And I really think this is something that all 3 commissioners need to participate in.
I agree.
And maybe we need to do it for half an hour, maybe we need to do it for an hour, maybe it's 45 minutes, whatever a good presentation time is.
I agree with that.
Okay, so once you guys get with me within the next, get with my office, get with Beth in the next, I'll have her sit down, we'll just have to come up with dates to do that. Is that the best way to do it?
Yeah, and I'm in agreement for you to go ahead and send those letters out, get it done. Do we need a motion or anything for that?
No, but I'm not gonna send the letters out until I've got them scheduled. I'm gonna invite people to come at a certain time, and I wanna know when that's gonna be. I want that to be as soon as possible. What do your calendars look like?
Not today.
Right. I'm wondering if perhaps, well,
The afternoon after the next commissioners meeting, maybe.
how about next Wednesday?
It's the best time for me.
Wednesday's the best for me.
It's fine with me.
October 3rd.
No, October.
Not
My
October.
work.
September.
As soon as possible.
Yeah,
No, I'm thinking tomorrow.
I'm looking at the calendar wrong here, sorry.
Tomorrow?
It's a joke.
Oh.
What is it?
You're
Yeah, I can't
looking
get
at
one
August
out.
the 29th?
Let's see.
He's saying the next Wednesday, he couldn't get the letters out.
August 29th?
Would be the
That's a
soonest,
week.
and that's not very fair to people. I mean, we need to give people plenty of heads up. Here's the problem, once we go into September, I'm done. I'm on vacation from the 1st through the 9th. First through the 8th.
Next Wednesday is the 26th.
What's, the next Wednesday
The next Wednesday is
29th.
29th.
Guys,
Wrong month.
When you come back.
that's too late. I don't know what date that is. I don't know. I don't have a calendar.
Wednesday's the 29th.
But I'm telling you,
A week said that was too early. We can send a letter.
no, tomorrow is too early.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow's too early. The following week is borderline, because by the time I send these out, that's not giving someone too much
Well, you
lead
want it
time.
later than that.
He's gonna be gone the next week, so.
You're hitting in September.
I don't have to be there. You guys, I don't have a vote. You guys can interview these people and hire them. What I'm saying is, I would just assume, in fact, someone else can send out a letter. I'll put together, I've got a sample letter drawn up. What I'm saying is, we need to get this scheduled without me, if we need to. If we want to do it in my office, we can schedule it through Beth. If we want to do it in here and leave it open, I really suggest that these be.
Tom said it's borderline close, so we can make
What's
it
that?
that later.
Borderline close.
September 29th.
I mean, August 29th.
August 29th, yeah, don't make this a
That's
mistake.
pretty,
I mean, if we can get letters up tomorrow,
that's 8 days.
If you've got the copy of the I can get letters
Yeah.
out on their letterhead, if you give me the letter, what you want to
Okay.
say, and who to, and
Yeah, I can get
addresses and
that to you
everything.
today. and-
I can get the letters out.
So the 29th would be pretty safe. Surely they'd get it within a couple of days.
I mean, but I'm saying, people have schedules, you know, and just to say, okay, we're gonna meet you on the 29th or
Well, if
something.
they can't, somebody's gonna have to finish up the
Then we
following
can,
day.
then we can arrange an alternate time. Is that fair enough?
Sound good?
Where do you wanna do it?
Your office.
Lee, will you see if this is open on the 29th?
Or,
If it's not, we can go to Tom's office.
okay.
What
We'll,
time?
let's do
What
this
time?
after the meeting. We'll get a location after the meeting.
What time?
All right. I'm gonna suggest in the afternoon.
1 o'clock.
But I mean, if you want me there, you guys, I don't have to be there for this, but you
1
guys.
o'clock, John, will be 1 okay day.
Fine.
Make it 1 o'clock instead of, but we'll have to stagger it, we can.
Right.
See how many people
29th.
respond.
Just saying the letter, we'll be interviewing from what, like 1 to 4, or 1 to 5.
And see which one they prefer.
Does that have to be a special or public, since all three of you are going to say?
Well, I'm gonna have to look that up as soon as I get out of here too.
When you're hiring someone for services, does that have to be?
Yeah. You're gonna open it up for bid?
Well, it could be negotiations with someone, but I mean, yeah, we're not opening up bids. This is a personal services contract. Okay, but there's a difference under the open door law. When you look at that, it's not as simple as people think. We used to use words like personnel. It's personnel, it's litigation. Those aren't valid descriptions. It's not all encompassing. There's various things you can do, like if you're interviewing employees, that's one thing. This is an employee. If you're interviewing people for appointment to a board, that's another thing. If you're interviewing people for a private, so I'm gonna have to look at that today and make sure that that's done correctly. My presumption would be that we would be able to have these discussions in private.
Well, I think it's important, all three of you, because it's interpretation as to what someone hears is what somebody else hears. So whether you gotta do it privately or publicly, it's important that all three of you are there
Yeah.
and get your personal opinion of what someone said instead of my opinion of what someone said.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tom, you're gonna let us know on that then, and
Yeah.
you're gonna get a letter to Sarah to put on our letterhead and get them out, right?
Yep.
Okay, what else you got?
That's it. Other than the burn ban, you're gonna cover that.
Okay. John?
There's only one thing I wanted to ask Gerald. There's a stop sign on that street. It's right there by the tennis courts at the Beacon School. Greenbrier. I mean, it needs to be replaced bad. You can't see. Yeah, you can't even see the word stop. It's so faded. And we're having a subcommittee, it's a land use planning subcommittee meeting tonight to try to hash out these controversial setbacks in poultry operations. So
What time is that?
7.
it's at 7, but it's at the here at the extension office.
Yeah, it's back in the extension office in our conference room.
This is a subcommittee.
It's a
meeting.
subcommittee, we're gonna kind of go over and rehash what we brought up at the planning commission meeting about setback requirements on poultry operations.
Confined, it's not poultry.
Well,
It's
confined.
confined.
I shouldn't say poultry, yeah. So much of it's poultry, you just kind of go with the flow. That's all I have.
John?
Jill, out there, where the junction 39 is, goes through the yard, turn right there on the old 56. There's a sapling or two that just, you can't see the stop sign on. If you weren't familiar with that area, I guess we have the easement to
South
close
of
down
56.
so we could make them visible, stop sign.
It's on the old road.
Talking about south of
Yeah.
56.
You turn right there and go a short distance, that stop sign. If you weren't aware of that situation, maybe area, you'd probably run it, maybe hit somebody or something.
There's one more dangerous spot I just remembered. And I don't know if it's Pekin or us that's responsible. When the road that goes from like the bank there in Pekin to the ball field,
Going up
yeah,
back way.
yeah,
That's Pekin.
that is Pekin's.
Way up the hill, there's, when we start.
Okay. There's a tree, I need to do something. There's a tree just right, it's leaning
It's been that way a
over.
long time, but that's Pekin.
So you know the tree I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Been that way a long time. Yeah, that's town.
All right, well, that's their thing, so,
Anything else, John?
no.
No, this, John.
That's all.
Okay. Issue's been brought up, I got a couple, you got anything? Issue's been brought up, and our burn ban, we've had a dry summer, it's just terrible dry, our water table is real low. We've been getting a lot of calls because of the couple of rains that we've had about lifting the burn ban. I'm in favor of lifting the burn ban and making it controlled burns. Of course, anytime somebody burns something, it should be controlled, duh, but it should be. Tom was breaking down the definitions of controlled burn and a contained burn. During the burn ban, we did allow some contained burn. That's burning with barrels or, burning stuff in barrels or whatever. But now, I think we ought to just lift it to the controlled burn, which is anytime somebody has something to burn, they burn. But it's still dry. People need to be cautious whenever they do burn. These rains, when you get a good rain, it's like, well, everything's wet, I'm okay. But the minute that sun pops out, it's dry quick. That sun evaporates. Of course, the water table being so low, and the ground's really sucking that water in. So I would still caution people to be very careful, but I think we ought to notify the county sheriff, because that's the person that they call first, before they call us, to go ahead and lift that. That's agreeable.
Well, make a motion to lift the burn ban.
Second that.
So we'll notify the county sheriff and get that taken care
We'll
of.
vote on that.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So motion carried. It did rain in Campbellsburg last night. Did you guys get any rain? It didn't rain a lot, but
Orange County got
some.
rain. Kind of rain heavy over there.
I had a meeting. Marcia, was you at that safe room meeting? Okay, we had a meeting with the mayor and the First Baptist. What did I do with that paper? Oh, I had that.
I passed it back that way, I bet John.
Oh, I got it. Here it is. Had a meeting with Salem mayor and some other people, some representatives from the First Baptist Church here in Salem, church down here on the corner. They have applied for a grant and working on that, and to make a safe room, a community safe room here in the county for people to stay. Like when the tornado went through, we were looking for places for people to stay and everything. Well, the Baptist Church here in Salem found out that they can apply for a grant, build this safe room, plus use it for an activity room for the church in the meantime. So it's going to work out a pretty good area. refuge area of approximately 9,565 square feet, so it's huge. Let's see. So that information's here if anybody wants to see that. So that's going to be a benefit to the county. We are taking a look at some other areas, partnering with the city of Salem on some different things, some different projects that we're working on right now. There's a lot of discussion. We haven't really concreted anything. We're taking a hard look at animal control. We're taking a hard look at the fairgrounds and what we're doing there. We're taking just a lot of hard looks at different things that we can come up with to spend money wisely and as cheaply as possible to still get the same product. We get the same thing. Gerald, I don't know, it seems like every commissioner's talking to you. I'm the last one. Here I go. In Orange County, did Donnie already talk to you about that?
He said something about what they're doing.
We really need to investigate that. I drive that road every Sunday. I don't know what kind of system that is, but in about 3 weeks, they're going to start doing that again. And when they do, I've already instructed Donnie to make sure he picks me up no matter where I'm at, and we're going to go down there and talk to him and work with him on it. If we can get that done, we can really come out on our blacktop. That's going to be real beneficial for us. So we need to really take a look at it. I don't know if the price that they're talking about is actual, but we need to take a hard look at it.
I've got that information, Dave. I've got that commissioner's number, and he gave me the price also. I've got his number in my billfold.
Okay, great. All right, I'll see you after the meeting, and we'll get all that information, because we could really save a lot on as far as blacktop. That'd be beneficial.
I think you could have I think you have almost every road done and have money left in the budget from what I'm hearing.
It's kind of looking that way, isn't it?
Yep.
What the price is, like 2,000 a mile.
1,700 is what he gave me.
Yeah, and we're looking at something that after a certain period of time, you run it over, it turns into a blacktop road.
It's got some kind of epoxy in it, the way I understand it. It dries almost as soon as you put it on.
Because I went over it as soon as it was.
They did behind the town of Orleans across there and back up to Jones's Salvage up there, and I mean, it's all the same. I tell you what, though, the Amish mark it up bad.
Yeah.
Is it soft? Is it
No,
softer?
not at any point. I mean, you don't pick up any. It looks like the old roads when they used to oil them. When they get done, it looks like that, but you can travel on it. But
Only it's got a heck of a lot of chips in it.
yeah, just a few hours. But those chips, when I got out of the car and checked it out, and the chips look like they have an epoxy in them, like the sidewalks that they're putting down with the pebble that has the epoxy in it. It looks like the chip has that epoxy in it. Then they come along and put that sealer on top. That sealer dries like this crack sealant that Dave's putting in the cracks in the county. It's got an epoxy or something in it, or urethane or something that's almost drying almost instantly. So this guy tells me what you do is you go in and you patch like they just did old 56 out by me, John. He said you get all your patching down, come along with the broom, sweep anything that's loose off, then come along with this stone with this stuff in it, and then come along and spray on top of that, and you're done.
But it's amazing stuff.
Gerald and I've talked about it, and his concern is what salt does to it, so that's going to be one major question.
That's going to be a big,
Yeah.
that'll be a biggie that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
But if we do it early and it turns into blacktop, may not be any problem at all.
I mean, what I've seen of it, I think it's fantastic for the
May not
money
be
you're
able to
talking
do it
about.
late, but if we do it early.
Evidently, there's something in that, some chemical in that that's not oil-based, so that must be where the savings is at.
Yeah.
One problem I say, Orange County uses no salt, period,
Nothing.
in their winter mix. We do. You cannot put salt on chip and seal, period.
Yeah.
That's something we gotta check into hard.
So,
Or else you'll quit using salt.
all right.
If it's,
So we'll take a look at it, investigate about, I think 2 or 3 weeks, we're gonna do some more. We'll go down.
So they're supposed to call when they start back up.
Yeah.
We've
So
already
we'll go down.
Maybe on Hills, you.
I'd like to do that if you don't care.
Cinders could be used, can use salt. That could be worth that 2 months.
Yeah, we've got ton after ton of salt.
Yeah. That could be sold.
Okay, that was all I had, other than the claims and payroll. Sarah, is that what you got? Anyone else have anything to address to the Board of Commissioners? I've seen our insurance guy back there, but I haven't, I guess we're,
Have the fair come out, Morris Lee.
Pardon me?
Have the fair come out.
Well, we had this H6 for this fair that was the swine flu kind of threw a damper on it, but as far as the rest of the fair, went along really good, had lots of good comments on what, the looks of the fairground, the way it was, or entertainment, and stuff like that. But, of course, like I said, I brought some deals to Sarah, but I didn't get them submitted early enough for this meeting, so she said it'd be next meeting. And when is the next meeting?
So remember
First
the,
May.
no, it'll be on
First
Wednesday.
Tuesday.
No, it'll be on Wednesday. It'll be
That's
Wednesday,
right. Yeah, that's right, because of Labor Day.
the 5th.
The field. And at that time, she had some deals. As far as our fair and what it was, like I said, with the exception of the swine, kind of threw a damper on her thing the last 3 nights, but everybody bragged on the fair and like I said, what we've done and stuff like that. So I think it was all positive. Gerald and the county, like I said, they just took care of us. Next morning after the swine flu, I called Gerald for a load of lime. Within 20 minutes, it was there. So, the health department. So we got a report from the state veterinarian, and he said that we handled that the right way.
How many 4-H clubs are there in Washington County?
How many? I couldn't answer that.
See, that'd be one of the things for this building that I want to check with River Hills about applying for.
Mhm.
They want to be used year-round,
Right?
so extension office, 4-H meetings, something for the handicapped, the sickle group, could have a little room there. So anything you can think of to
Okay.
use that thing year-round, the better chance we'll have to get it through.
No, it went along good. Like I said, we could have had the best fair possibly because of the way they're cooperating. The swine flu just kind of.
What about the revenue? Did you come out all right on the revenue?
Well, I think so, yes. Our entertainment turned out good. Like I said, the carnival, the concessions was down. People were afraid to come and eat because they thought they were going to get swine flu. We got a lot of bad publicity there. We never lost any hogs, never lost any people. So it was all, I guess, the government just kind of put their damper on.
I know you had trouble with swine flu. I got some extra cantaloupes. Would you like to have some?
Guess that's a problem too, isn't it?
Only the western part of the state. That's what I was told yesterday, only the western part.
That's where the cantaloupe farm comes from.
We're okay in Jackson County, aren't we?
As far as I know.
I'll be, if I hope so. Okay, anything else, gentlemen? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I-
Wait a minute, we can.
As for the claims,
Claims payroll, we gotta do that.
That's what we're doing.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you were doing insurance.
No, that's what I do. Motion been made, second,
Or
that we
the,
accept the claims and
payroll,
payroll.
yeah, I thought it was to adjourn.
No.
Okay.
Right. All those in favor of doing that, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Been made and seconded, we adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Thank you, folks.